Today I've come to a Japanese supermarket because I'm going to be cooking 3 meals, breakfast, lunch and dinner, and I want to show you how much it costs to live in Tokyo. So let's get shopping. I'm going to make some fluffy Japanese pancakes, a cold summer udon dish, as well as Japanese curry. Gonna go look around and see what I can find. This place is massive, so it might take a while. One thing I do want to mention is inflation in Japan right now is pretty bad and the wages are stagnant. So there isn't a lot of increase in the salaries here. Everything's gone up. Like they keep announcing every month in the news. I'm gonna start with getting the pancake mix, and originally I was gonna make it from scratch, but that takes so much time and it actually is quite cheap to just buy the ready-made box. And they had a box just for the fluffy pancakes. So I'm gonna go with this. But mind you, there are lots of other options. They have like hot cake pancakes, they have regular flour and all the ingredients so you can make it. They also had pre-made crepe. Here's the hot cake mix. I've done this before. Let's try this one out. It's only 300 yen and I'm curious if it'll actually be fuwa. For lunch, I'm thinking to have some cold udon, and I need to buy the soup, so like a mensuyu, as well as some fresh veggies, as well as the udon noodles. So I'm gonna try and find that here. And there are a lot of instant ready things, but I'm gonna try and go, since my breakfast is more instant, go more on the fresh side for that. I usually go for the cheap mensuyu, but I'm gonna go for a fancier one today. Feeling like I want to up that one. So they're not too expensive. It was 200 yen for that bottle and the one I'm getting is about 350 yen, so not bad. If you're cooking in Japan, you'll probably come across these instant packs. They have like wasabi, they have ginger, as well as garlic. I usually like to use it, not so much for the garlic because I like to use it fresh, but for ginger. I can never get through all my ginger in time, so I'm gonna pick up one of these. Also really good for wasabi, because how many times are you going to use all your wasabi unless you own like a sushi restaurant? And these are really cheap. They're only, like the cheapest ones are 150 yen and this lasts like at least 5 to 8 times. Curry is such a staple here in Japan. Every household will have at least one of these instant packs lying around somewhere. And I have a personal favorite, although there are so many options and I keep going for it, called golden curry. I think they do have it overseas. I like getting the chukara, so like the medium spice level. And it's super easy because inside there's the roux and you just add it into all the fresh veggies and you're basically done. So it's like a hack, a curry hack. It's super cheap as well. It only costs 240 yen and I use this over 2 different times. So that's what, like 100 yen, 120 yen per massive dish of curry. Budget! Rice in Japan is pretty affordable. I usually buy 2 kilograms because you definitely go through it here. And for 2 kilograms, it's about $10, 1,000 yen. So not bad. I already have some at home, so I won't be getting some today. I want to share with you guys my secret Japanese snack. It's called ajinori and it's literally flavored seaweed. And this is so addictive. I can sit through and eat 100 of these in one go. And they're not cheap. This is 500 yen. I find it expensive. I don't know, maybe it's because I didn't grow up with it. Korean seaweed is popular, but this is completely different. I feel like this is a bit firmer and the salt and the flavoring is different. But definitely try these if you come to Japan. So good. I'm noticing an increase in the number of foreign snacks. Like you can just get Lay's at a normal supermarket as well as Haribo. Haribo from Germany, so big in Japan. Today I want to get just a regular bag of Japanese chips to go with my already snacky nori. One thing I will mention, Japan doesn't have salt and vinegar chips, and I'm angry. I need it. So please get on that. Someone is watching it from the Japanese Supermarket Association. Please. Everything is themed, like they have these Pikachu chips, and all the Pokemon shapes are here. We've got like Eevee and Totodile and all that. So this is really fun. I love shopping, even though I'm like a full-grown adult. Still feel like a kid. If you love alcohol, you're very lucky. It is super cheap because you can buy a can for just 200 yen. That is crazy. In Australia, you could not do that. And I'm thinking to go a bit fancier, so today I'm gonna get a bit more of like a craft beer from a local brewery in Ibaraki, which is 400 yen, so about $3, not bad. If you like any dairy, I'm sorry to inform you, but it is crazy expensive. And cheese, for a packet like this, I'm paying 400 yen, which is like $3, and this is so small. It is what it is. Let me put it in. This is also to go on top of my curry because I like putting a little fancy bit of cheese on top. Increasingly, I'm seeing vegan products too. They have vegan shredded cheese and vegan slices. So if you come to a big enough place, you might just find vegan friendly options, which is awesome to see. Milk in Japan only comes in really small sizes. So the maximum you can buy is now 900 mils, and it's becoming more and more expensive. It used to be 1 liter. So for this, it is 300 yen. And in Australia, I would buy like 2 liters of milk or 3 liters. So I drink a lot of milk. I love tea, coffee, just milk on its own. So I'm always like, damn, it's so pricey. It is the reality of living in Japan. And there's a few really delicious ones if you like full cream milk, creamier versions. I think it's called Toku no, well as the most famous one, which is the Oishi Gyunyu from Meiji. Cooking udon in Japan is really great because they have so many options. You have dry udon, but then you also have fresh udon, and it's really cheap. So for 1 packet of udon like this, you're only paying 100 yen, so like what, 50 cents or something? The more you buy, the cheaper it is. So I often buy frozen udon because it's super affordable. It's like 300 yen for a pack of 6, and they're honestly just as tasty as the fresh ones. But today, I'm gonna go with this. This is my favorite part, getting all the veggies. I love using fresh vegetables and fruit here, and everything tastes great. So I'm going to need some garlic. The Japanese ones tend to be more expensive, but if you buy Spanish garlic, it's like a third of the price. This is about 100 yen. You can buy a lot of ready-made negi, which is spring onion, and it's really finely chopped. But today I'm going to be chopping it by myself because I've got a new knife I'm excited to use. So let me get all the ingredients so I can chop it and show you my terrible cutting skills. Okay, so we have our negi, so spring onion, and I always feel like an anime character when I buy this, and I put it in my backpack so it sticks out. Main character vibe. Of course, they have giant Japanese radishes here, so-called daikon, but luckily for me, because I could not finish all of that, they have really small sizes, so I'm gonna grab a small one. All of the vegetables I'm gonna use in my curry, like onion, potato, carrot, they're all here, but I find onion can be really expensive. So just for this single onion, it is 130 yen, 80 cents. It's better value to get like a pack, but even for this it's 200 yen, so I'm just gonna stick with one, but that's pricey. And I have potatoes at home. Potatoes are about 300 yen for a bag of these like really small ones. It's okay price. For this particular curry, I'm gonna put some toppings on. So I've got some okura, which are these green beans that are like stringy, which are 200 yen, not bad. Tomatoes are quite expensive, especially cherry tomatoes. This is 300 yen, and there's only a handful in here. It hurts. I love salads. I also need some lotus root for my curry, which is about 200 yen. And then I might get some kabocha, which is Japanese pumpkin, as well as, what else do I need? Oh yeah, I need a cucumber. Cucumbers here are about 70 yen each, so 40 cents. And compared to Australian cucumbers, they're so thin. Like, look how small they are. And they go off after like 3 days, they go soft, but it is what it is. I buy them every time I need them and I don't store them. Japan is notoriously known for having crazy expensive fruit, and it's not a lie. That's why I was thinking to have some fruit on my pancakes, but I'm like, I'm not paying 700 yen, so about $5 for strawberries. Or the same price for some blueberries. It'll just have to be maple syrup. It's hard to be healthy here. It's hard. Got all my stuff. Took me about 40 minutes to get everything, and I'm ready to head home and start cooking. Time to make some fuwa pancake. I have everything I need. I only needed milk, 1 egg, this packet, so it seems pretty straightforward. Crack the eggs into a bowl, add 40 mils of milk, whisk, add the instant pancake mix, and then whisk until it reaches a thick consistency. Then when you're ready, add it to a fry pan and cook on low-medium heat. My pancakes are done. This was incredibly simple, way easier than I thought, and they've actually turned out quite fluffy. This is better than the hot cake mix. Before I keep talking, I'm gonna sample it. It's very thick and chewy. It's not quite fluffy and easy to bite. So maybe I had to cook it on a lower heat for longer. So hard to chew. I usually eat European pancakes, so they're like almost crepe consistency. So this is like the opposite, personal preference, but I prefer it without the maple syrup. It's sweet enough and it has enough flavor. I did want berries, but it was too expensive. Before we start making lunch, I'm really excited because I got a brand new knife and I'm so excited to use it. Look how beautiful it is. It's made in Osaka, Japan. And it's my first time having a legit Japanese knife. I've always used budget ones, and it comes with this indigo case, almost like a sheath. I'm like a samurai in the kitchen. And there's indigo dye on the handle as well. It is absolutely beautiful, and I was gifted this. It's not a paid sponsorship, but I wanted to show it because I'm really excited, and I actually cook a lot in my own time. So if you guys are interested in checking out the knives, check out the J Value website down below, and you can grab one for yourself. But yeah, let's get back to the cooking. Also look a bit scary. I'm gonna put this down. Okay, so it's lunchtime and I have everything I need. So I have some cold udon, cherry tomatoes, daikon, so Japanese radish, my cucumber, a raw egg, which I will boil, spring onion, my sauce, ginger, as well as my sesame seeds. Let's get to it. Slice cucumber into long, thin pieces. Slice tomato into halves or quarters. Chop green onion as finely as possible. I really suck at this. Grate the radish as much as you can. Boil an egg, hard-boiled or until slightly runny inside, either is fine. Boil your udon for 1 minute. Cool down the udon with cold water and ice. Plate up. Usually I'm not too good at plating up and the presentation, but this one I think I've got nailed down. What do you guys think? Once you add all your veggies, add some sesame seeds on top and add your tsuyu. Finally lunchtime out here and it is hot. So I've got a fan and the perfect way to cool down. This is cold tanuki noodles, so hiyashi tanuki. And I absolutely love this. I used to make this all the time during my first summer living in Japan. It's essentially cold noodles with some vegetables and a mensu, so this sweet soy sauce, dashi based sauce. Itadakimasu. I actually haven't made it this year yet, so this is perfect. One great thing about this dish is you can strengthen the sauce by adding more. So you just add it in. And this is my first time trying this brand. Every mensu tastes a bit different, and even when you go out in Japan and eat, depending on the restaurant, it can taste completely different. I personally feel the one I bought this time, it's a watered down flavor. So I don't know if I need to add more or I'm doing something wrong, but these cold noodles just hit the spot on a hot day like this. Next time I definitely want a stronger tasting mensu. This one is really weak in terms of flavor. Also, I'm so impressed with that knife. It made slicing and chopping so much easier. Although my chopping skills aren't the best, so I will learn to improve. I will work on it. I promise. That is my New Year's resolution for next year. Not this year, next year. So bear with me. 1 year's time, let's check back in. Okay, time to prepare dinner. I have my curry roux. I have all my vegetables here. Onion, mushroom, okra, garlic, renkon, potatoes, sliced pumpkin, as well as rice. Obviously, not using all of this. And some cheese to put on top. Time to chop. Slice your onion. Finely chop the garlic. Chop the potato into small chunks. Doesn't have to be the same size. Thinly slice the lotus root. Thinly slice the mushroom. Slice your okra into half. There's a curry hack. If you chop the roux into tiny pieces, it'll actually melt faster and more smoothly into the curry. Add oil to the pot, add some onions and garlic. After they turn brown, add the potatoes. Cook this for a while. Then we'll add some water. Chuck in the mushrooms now as well. After 15 minutes of cooking with the lid on, you can add your chopped roux. Let it simmer. It's optional to add milk because it adds another layer of creaminess. I like doing it. At the same time or afterwards, heat the fry pan with oil. Add veggies to cook until crispy or brown. I never know where to place these cooked veggies, so I'm just chucking them on the side and throwing in my cheese to melt. My curry is ready! This smells so aromatic. I'm very excited to dig in. It took about an hour. I took my time. I let it really sit and cook. Sometimes I can actually get this curry ready within 30 minutes, but today I took my time. And I love pan frying all the veggies, but enough of that. Time to dig in. The potatoes are just right. They literally melt in my mouth. That's what you get if you're patient. And these renkon, the lotus root, I love these so much, and making them a bit crispy. The thing that I love about curry is it's a really lazy dish that you can do basically very quickly, and it's super cheap. The packet of roux was only about 200 yen, and then all you need is the veggies and rice. Rice I've always got a lot of, it's pretty cheap for one serving. And then this usually is enough for leftovers, so what I'll do is I'll have curry udon the next day. And to go with it, I've got my craft beer. Pale ale is the best. Overall, cooking in Tokyo can sometimes be cheaper, but not necessarily. So if you are thinking to cook and you live here, it might end up being the same price. But if you're smart about it and cook local dishes, Japanese things, it can turn out really cheap. This was really fun. I'd love to cook more in the future, especially with my awesome new knife. I will work on my chopping skills. I know it wasn't great. Please like, subscribe, and let me know what kind of cooking videos I should do in future, or if you don't want to see them anymore because that was so bad. All right, bye.